time for the bell. How many options will you sell? Fire up your platform, get ready to enter. But first, let's get the mindset centered. Hey, let's go. We're not here to gamble, we're here to trade. We follow the plan, that's how we get paid. Testing, trading, have success. Find what works for you and forget the rest. Stats and probabilities is what we're about. Time to dismiss greed and doubt. Focus on the process, not the money. And the profits will flow like honey. Power Hour Live, let's start the show. Come on, trade hackers, get ready to go. 0-day options, time to make bank. Get locked and loaded, then be ready to plank. Hey!
Hey everyone, welcome to Power Hour Live. Today is the first day of April, and that is not April Fools, my friends. We've had some wild price action today. Fooled you to the upside, fooled you to the downside. S&P currently down 26, NASDAQ down 45, Russell down 19. Russell is the weakest of the bunch, down almost 1%. Dow down 300. Gold a little bit red, silver down 1%. Notes and bonds are pushing up. 10-year yield down over 2%. Pretty big drop the last few days in the yields. Oil's down 0.5%. Natural gas down almost 4%. All the grains finished green. Soybeans the strongest. Euro down 0.25%. Pound flat. Bitcoin still up over 3%. A little above 85,000. And the VIX is back in the green. Just below 23, sitting at 22.81. I did 3 BIC tranches just in the afternoon here. I'm still not at my normal battle station, so I've just been kind of manually doing them. My last one is still open. I've had 2 put stops, so up about 500 currently. If I can get a pin, that would be nice. I did a 1 DTE that I transformed into a upside vertical. Minimum profit 450, max if we get above 5670 tomorrow on Liberation Day. Max profit would be 1950. I did 3, let's just call them Elmos. I like Elmo. 3 Elmo trades. 2 hit profit target. 1 got stopped with some massive slippage, so down about $300. I put my 4th one on right now, and it is currently up 15%. So not too far off from 25% PT. Day trading gave a little bit back. I was up 2,000, gave about 1,300 back. I'm up 654 on my day trades today. And that is, I think that's it for me. Chad, how's your day?
Yeah, good. Just a light day of trading with the price movement. There's really only, from what I could see, 2 really consolidation areas. We had the big push down, then a big push up. And then I kind of, I waited a good amount of time just to make sure that I was going to see some consolidation at the top there, and finally did. Entered about 10:53 a.m. Central, and booked 2040 and out. Or I'm sorry, booked 2040, then got stopped. But let me back up. I booked 2040, and then only had 2 contracts left, and I entered another trade at 1209. And it wasn't because it was off center, it's because I only had a couple contracts left. And it was somewhat good consolidation there for a while. And was able to book 20% and then got stopped. And so when I got stopped, both my trades got stopped at the exact same time. So first one was a nice winner. I probably could have held on to my puts a little bit longer, but 1935. And then I did try to hold on to half my puts there. I did get out of 5 of them right when I hit my profit target, because that was before I could see, VIX coming up and price coming coming down, but I got out of two. I held three for a little bit longer, and then just started to bounce a little bit. So I just went ahead and cut those. And so plus 580 on a 20 and out. And so, yeah, I'm just not 100% sure that I want to re-enter here, given a delta neutral trade, given the what's going on tomorrow. I know the markets are waiting for the whole tariff decision. So just not 100% sure I'm going to enter, although getting a little bit of consolidation here.
Starting to break up.
Yeah, it's pretty narrow too. So yeah, plus $2,500 right now on two trades. I really don't want to ruin that.
All right, so the deal tomorrow is at 3 p.m., right after the market closes? Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we may get another day of volatility.
Another day of wondering.
Yeah, and another day of volatility, maybe expanding. I didn't do a 1 DTE because of that. Just wasn't comfortable with it. So
yeah, the 1D, I was going to watch it too, and if I was going to cut it if I didn't see much decay, which obviously at first when we saw that downside, that there's not going to be a lot of decay because volatility is expanding, but
yeah,
man, that it came in quick.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, and I was considering like just doing 2 or 3, 4 contracts, something smaller.
In fact, if I hadn't transformed it, that thing would be right in the middle and up over 50% right now.
Yeah, been really good. So you just never know. Yeah, I was gonna downsize it. So a lot of times with this price movement we're getting, people are getting stopped out on the price action trades, TLC, whatever you want to call them. Just, I come across a lot of members, and I don't want to pick on anybody here, but I know like Chuck mentioned something about, he was
Chuck the Canuck.
Yeah. So again, don't want to pick on anybody, but Chuck had mentioned they, trading green for a couple weeks of quote TLC or price action or condors, and jumping in some live trading, and just hasn't been able to get very good results. And I always tell people this has to be something you do and have success with longer. And I always ask people, I always get people that tell me this: well, I was green paper trading. Okay, well, what's that mean? What's that? What exactly do you mean by that? Like, I could, people say, why did you trade? I was green for a month, or I was green for almost 2 months, or, well, I need more than that, because green meaning I was up, my profit was up $5,000 or 50,000, or what was your win percentage? Those types of things. Because the people that are successful are the people that have sustained success over time, paper trading, high probabilities or high profits with a higher win percentage. And then they're able to transition to live. The people that don't have success, well, there's two factors that I find when people don't have success. One is that they haven't paper traded and had success over that time long enough to understand. And number two is they don't stick to the process. So, and I was, again, not picking on Watson here, but just reading some of your comments, like, okay, so now I'm seeing like a lot of times you're not successful light trading because you're not sticking to the process. So it's hard to say like, I can't be profitable on this, but you're not sticking to the process, or you're not trading it long enough through paper trading to be profitable. And that's why, like, when I do coaching with people, I see those people be successful, because part of studying how they're doing is seeing their specific results. And when I say that, I don't mean, they don't just tell me, yeah, Chad, I've been green over the last 2 weeks. Like I get their exact results. So we're able to see, okay, should we continue to paper trade? Should we go to live trading? So it's hard for me to like respond to people's comments and things when like they tell me they're green, but I don't really know what that looks like. And so I just know what it looked like for me. And for me, I went 2.5 months, made $120,000 paper trading. And again, you could sit there and say, well, yeah, but I don't do 10 contracts. Well, that wasn't doing 10 contracts for me either. I did 2, I did 4, I did 6, I did 8, but I was just having a high win percentage over a 2.5 month period of time. That's just what the P&L happened to be. It wasn't that I was trading 10 contracts every single trade because I was finding out what are my max losses, what is 2 contracts, 4, 6. And in fact, even when I went to live trading, I wasn't trading 10 contracts. I was trading 6. So, you again, seeing the success over minimum 2 months. I almost want to say 3 months. It's just, and then sometimes the environment's tough too. Like we're in a tough environment, right? So there's just a lot of factors that play in it. And the more you can expose yourself to all the factors without live money, it's definitely helpful.
Yeah. Looking at just looking at a daily chart. I mean, if you were paper trading, for example, this period.
Yeah.
That's a lot different than paper trading this current period here. So it's obviously that's going to make a huge difference.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was, I think I was paper trading at a time. It was probably pretty similar to what you just highlighted, and then there was some volatility that I had to kind of learn on the fly last spring. But yeah, sticking to the process is a big one too. That's a big reason why people don't succeed. It's hard, and being consistent over time would be sticking to the process consistently over time. I get sometimes like, yeah, there might be some time where like, yeah, I just closed out, didn't like price action. That's fine. I mean, I do that. So, and then position sizing always is just so important.
Yeah, Ken, you did good on your 3-4. I closed it at exactly the wrong time today. First of all, I planned to close it yesterday, and then I held it, and then we got that dip this morning. I wasn't watching it because it wasn't in my normal calendar account. So I could have closed it for a profit, and then I ended up closing it after the big push up and didn't hold it for this down move. So kudos to you.
Yeah, I really didn't see this down move coming, honestly. I thought
we were going to the moon.
Yeah, or even we had the little pullback and then we had a little 2-bar green bar price push up there was at 11:45 Central. I thought, okay, we're just gonna maybe chop around between highs of day and where that bounce happened, but then it cracked through that. So
yeah, I got out of my day trades almost at the very top initially this morning, and then we had that pullback, and that's that push up, like you said, 11:45, 11:50 push. SPX push back above yesterday's high. I thought, okay, maybe we're getting back on the train here, and that's when I gave some back when it continued lower. All right, so this move up is working against my current iron condor here. Almost up to my short calls. Nowhere close to stop, but could use a pullback.
yes, that's why I didn't enter a power hour. I missed some day trades this morning on some continuation to the upside. Gosh, what were those?
I think you could have bought calls in Navigation Trading and made money this morning.
But this was on that initial push down, like some were holding. So this was like early.
Tesla for sure.
Yeah, that was one. And I got in on Goog. Was it Goog that I got in on? Yeah.
Yeah, I caught that nice run on Goog.
Yeah, that's right. It was Goog, and there was one other. Which one was it?
I caught a move on Amazon as well.
Can't remember. I missed two. One was Tesla. Can't recall the other.
Meta had a nice run. MSTR had a really nice run.
Oh, I think it was Meta. That's what it was. Oh wait, let me see. Let me see what I.
Or Microsoft.
I had a loser in Meta. That's what I got in on Meta, and then it went down further than I wanted it to. That's what it was. Yeah, I jumped in Meta early. Got flushed out.
Come on back down, little buddy. You got nowhere to go today.
I wonder if Trump scheduled to be strategic tomorrow with the close.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
Plus, it probably won't happen till 4. Usually 30 to 60 minutes late on those scheduled events. What we don't want is him decide to go early.
Okay. So Chuck the Canuck must be listening. The thing I find most difficult is when to go in. I try to get as close as Steven or yourself. Okay. That's good. I only do. I try to get. Yeah. So just, I think trying to get in when I go in or when Steve goes in is a good thing to do. So try to have that sustained success in your paper trading more than just a couple weeks.
I would actually take the other side of that. I think if you use someone else like you or I as a crutch, waiting for our trades to get in, I don't think you're learning as much. I think, especially if you're paper trading, I understand, like, we have more screen time, we have more experience, all that stuff, but using other people's trade alerts as a crutch is more damning than it is good. I think, and maybe, especially when you're paper trading, put the trade on, and if one of us puts it on right after, or if you are going to put one on right when we do anyway, great. But I think really, really trying to hone in on reading price action is much more valuable.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like being able to when you use like, and this is what people do with, and I think maybe this is different maybe than trying to like with some other strategies. But people are wanting to kind of see when I think there's consolidation. So I think that's probably what Chuck the Canuck is meaning. Like he's trying to identify consolidation, and he uses kind of my thoughts on being able to confirm that. And then you should be able to grow over time to be able to just, it's called the gradual release of responsibility, where you good research-based instruction comes from modeling. So somebody models it, so you do what they do, and then you gradually release to where you can be able to do it yourself. And
Yeah,
so
no
like
doubt. I mean, that's the
that's
whole
a
reason we do
research-based
that.
best practice. Yeah.
That's the whole reason we do it, is not
Yeah.
to copy trades. It's so you can see us do it
Yeah.
live in the live
Right.
markets.
So
But
I think
but
you
a
can
lot of
start.
people still don't use it that way. A lot of people
Yeah,
still use it
if you're
copying
not
trades, and
learning
it's
it,
just not.
right? Like if you're just sitting there waiting for someone else to place the trade, that's different than you're trying to, you're learning it, and then when they do it, then you're able to take that and learn from it. So that's different than just taking somebody's trade. Oh, he placed the trade, now I'm placing it now, and you're not understanding the why behind the placing it.
Which, by the way, I
So
just placed another one.
so so Chuck can say, okay, they think it's consolidation here, and then in your paper trading, let's say now you're into it a month, right? So now, like you just said, you should be identifying and potentially maybe even placing trades a little bit before me, because now you've identified consolidation. In fact, gosh, I've been doing this now for about a year and a half, but there's been a lot of people that I place a trade and they'd be like, yes, I just placed one, 2 minutes before you did, you know? Uh, so yeah, so if you're doing it that way and you're trying to learn it based on what we're doing, and then it's becoming independent because we want you to be able to do it independently, then it's right. You're doing it right, the right process. But doing it, you got to do it more than like a week or 2 weeks. But if you're just doing it and you're just sitting there waiting for us to place trades and you're not trying to learn, then that, yeah, that's not going to be beneficial. And it takes time. So like that's why I say a couple weeks, just doing it a couple weeks and being successful, keep going with that. And now that you kind of brought that up, Steve, I would say I would add another point to it, in that if you're not placing your own trades and being successful without seeing me place them or you place them, Steve, then I probably wouldn't stop paper trading until you're able to do that. So that's kind of a good point that you brought up, honestly. Like you should be able, maybe after 2 months of paper trading, you don't even get on the Discord, you maybe till the end of the day. You um maybe you're just, maybe you do it all on your own and then look back and see when I entered. Yeah, up for dollar, I 100% disagree with you. And I don't know what you use for paper trading, but I have physically tested the toss paper trading, and it is within about 10 to 15 cents the same. And profit targets hitting really close to the same. Like I've literally sat here on both my computers to test it.
The big
So
difference between paper trading and real is emotions.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the
true.
fills can be better on paper, but it's really, you have skin in the game when you trade real.
Yeah.
That's probably the main difference.
But I don't buy into the fact that someone can't learn and be successful trading live money by starting with paper trading. I don't buy into that. I mean, I'm a perfect example. Again, I I only have experience with toss though. If people are using other paper trading, I don't know. Yeah, like Steve said, op for dollar. I'm sure it wasn't just because one was paper trade and one wasn't.
SPX still creeping up. SPX trying to get back up to the unchanged area. My One of my iron condors is getting close to danger zone. Actually, both of them are getting a little bit close to danger zone. We don't pull back here.
I'm not sure what you mean there. Opt for dollar fill logic on paper trades. I don't know.
NASDAQ is green.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a big rally for a while there.
Till Caroline took the mic. Morrow's girlfriend. There you go. Come on down. Come back down to reality.
Premiums are really thin.
Get back below 5,600. I would say Watson. I don't think you could. I don't know if this is your question, but I don't. Let's say you get stopped out 2 or 3 times. I don't think switching to Ricks makes sense at that point. The key is to know the big move before it happens. So if you figure that out, let me know. Nice little down move. Let's keep it going a little bit. Problem is the options are priced more expensive during a volatile period, right? So like you can't even trade Ricks if the expected move is, let's say, over 30, because your upside, at least in the, I shouldn't say you can't trade them in the current back tested version, because the upside max profit is less than your profit target because of the way the options are priced when it's more volatile. Obviously you can change the strikes and parameters to, just benefit from a big move, which I think is what you're saying. I mean, I was trying to do some discretionary Ricks, especially when things were kind of hot and heavy with the Trump press conferences and things like that. I had mixed results. It's hard. It's hard to know when the move is about to happen. IONQ, the quantum computing stock, had a little announcement pre-market, went shooting up, and then as soon as the market opened, gave it all back. And then it shot back up to highs of day. Now it's back to the lower end of its range. Roblox also had some news I posted, kind of shot up pre-market 20 minutes before, gave it all back, and then bounced again. Some big ad platform upgrade partnership with Google with Roblox. Tesla's still one of the leaders at 4%. TEM, the biggest red on my board. PLTR's red. Financials are red. Crypto's the biggest green, followed by retail. Healthcare the weakest. Well, SPX trying to climb again.
Yeah, I don't think it really knows what to do here until after Wednesday. Just let's move down for a while. Let's move up. Let's move down. Let's move up, which can be good for Delta Neutral, but some of these moves have been too big.
NQ trying to push above yesterday's high. Any higher in SPX, I'm going to get stopped. SPX looks like it wants to go green here. Yeah, I got stopped on one of them. Longs are basically worthless. Still some premium left for 35 minutes to go. Russell, Dow still down about 0.25%. S&P is trying to go green. NASDAQ is green. So tomorrow, other than the tariff announcement after the market closes, we've got ADP non-farm employment change pre-market. And that's really it. Yeah, definitely a big bump on Thursday's options versus tomorrow. Tomorrow's are at 23.82 implied volatility, and Thursday's are at 29.33. My neighborhood, we don't do fireworks, Troy. We shoot guns. Just shoot them in the air. Here comes a little downside to save my other back in the green on this one. Did I just hit? I think I just hit. I did. Could have used that down move just a little sooner for my other one. Pops right back up. Microsoft starting to pop. In relation to the indices, Microsoft probably strongest looking.
Still going up. just posted something in my channel here to kind of go along with what we were talking about earlier. As I sit here and kind of reflect on it, it's probably something I should add to the course. And when I say add to the course, meaning I should probably be more specific about the paper trading. I think this maybe might help some people. So if you look at the triangle on the right, you have,
Hang on a second, Chad. I'll bring it on the screen here.
Yeah.
Let me just.
I hope this makes sense for people. Especially if you're a visual learner.
Let me just close out these calls that are getting a little bit of value.
And as I think about my process, like this was, like I was doing it independently before I did live money, which a lot of times people aren't doing to no fault of their own. It's just how I've set the process up, and I probably shouldn't have done it that way, but.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So when you start paper trading, well, first off, I do it. So like you watch the course, right? And you're seeing like my examples. Okay. Then you start your paper trading, which you can combine we do it, you do it together. So you're paper trading and you're following along in the Discord to my trades, and you were kind of all doing it together. And then once you have sustained success that way, now you do it all by yourself without any guidance. So maybe you don't follow. So that would be just doing it by yourself without following my trades in the Discord. And I think that's what Steve was talking about, was you've got to get to that spot of doing it alone before you can have sustained success. I think I probably needed to do a better job of spelling that out, because a lot of people will do it collaboratively. We do it together. So they have success with that. They jump in live. They're not successful when probably shouldn't be doing live until you can do it independently. Does that make sense, Steve?
Yep. Yeah, for sure. I just, my point in that discussion was just, I think, like I said, I think too many people, even after they've been trading for a while, will use other people as a crutch to take trades. It's like, and it could be a couple of things. One, it could be they just, as humans, I mean, a lot of us have kind of that herd mentality, right? We feel better if somebody's in it with us. So that's part of it. I kind of have the opposite. If somebody's doing it, I usually want to do the opposite for some reason. But I don't know what that says about me. But so there's that, or there's just that lack of confidence because they haven't been doing it long enough. But
yeah, so that's where
getting to that point where you can feel comfortable doing it on your own, taking ownership of it, I think is a big step.
Yep, that's that last rung, and that's, I haven't had that as part of the process, really. It's all been just paper trade and, follow along in the Discord, and once you're successful doing that over a couple months, then jump in the live stream, whereas probably you should do it on your own and be successful first.
Getting a pop in SPX, a pop in the Qs, Microsoft really running back up to almost highs of day. NVIDIA making a run. Meta, decent run. About 23 minutes.
Yeah, Krish. I think that's probably because when I created the process, I probably made it that way, so that, whereas I probably need to revise the course a little bit to say to insert some doing it on your own independently without following me.
Man,
Not a lot of
still some
Woogas done
premium
in the
in here.
last
These
month.
butterflies are cheap.
Has anybody run a back test on the Wooga through today's date or last week's date or whatever?
I have not updated any of mine
Yeah, I just wondered
recently in the last month.
with the high VIX. Of course, I guess above 20.
Yeah, a lot of them are only
Disqualified, right?
below. Some are like
Yeah.
below 18, below 21. So yes, a
Okay.
lot of them wouldn't even be qualifying.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yes,
Yes, that's right,
exactly,
Faz.
Faz. You just blame Chad.
Yeah, I created a faulty process.
And honestly, some people have that mentality that they want to take somebody else's trades because then they have somebody to blame because it's really hard for them to take ownership.
And some of you that have kids. If you go to parent teacher conferences, you should be. You make sure your teachers are using the gradual release of responsibility. It's a research-based best practice. You drop some of that vocabulary, they'll be like, man, this parent knows what they're talking about. My parent teacher conference days are pretty much over. Maybe one more year, 2 more years.
So my Elmo trades today, 5 trades, 2 stops, minus 950. Which just looking at the price action makes some sense. Yeah, that includes slippage. That's my net real money result. Elliot and Moel started trading it fully loaded diaper, so the Elmo was born. Nvidia ripping.
Yeah, there hasn't been a ton of consolidation today.
Tesla is not participating in this move up. Amazon barely is. Ooh, should we try out the Crean tomorrow? I mean, it is Wednesday and all, but the problem is the announcement's after the bell.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You're not going to get that. Well, I don't know. So maybe the Crean could work. The other two obviously would be off the board.
Comes
I'm gonna have
everybody.
to do a video. I'm gonna have to do a video and put it in WAP because the Elmo is everyone. I know
I
everyone
said
can't follow along in the rhetoric.
I said yesterday, it's like Moel and Elliot are gonna have to do a video because it was reminding me of TLC with the same questions every day. And I was like,
Yeah,
okay, we get
so Elliot and Moel started trading at just a price action iron Condor with 25% profit target. So that's how the Elmo was born.
yeah. I think I answered questions for like 2 months. I think it was Moel or somebody was even like answering the questions for me. Like, let's get a course made up.
Microsoft coming to highs a day. Nvidia trying. Where was this on the last day of the month trade yesterday?
Yeah. Yeah, just pretty much straight up since Power Hour started.
Chuck just filled you in, Elliot, in case you were wondering. Yeah, Cosmo, that's what I do.
Yeah, that's a good point, Morrow. Will there be any leaks tomorrow?
I might try out a little cream trade tomorrow. That's a good idea. Small size. Might even work a little later in the day.
Jeez, price just. Yeah, this is why I didn't
Rip,
enter.
rip.
I didn't enter Power Hour trade. I didn't want to ruin my profits for the day. Got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Yeah, my calendars are doing nicely. I've still got my half my 6/7's up 24%. My 1-2 from earlier today is up 8, and my 2-3 is up 3%. Closed out my 1-4 for 16%, my 2-3 for 29, and my 2-4 for 20%.
Is anybody holding any directional positions into tomorrow?
Not I.
Yeah, not I either. Although I'll tell you, I thought about with my I thought about if I was going to place a one DTE, maybe leaving some of my long calls or puts on, but I ended up not taking one.
Yeah, so I think the 1 DTE tomorrow could be not much decay.
Yeah, no, I definitely won't take it tomorrow. But I was thinking about, well, maybe if I take the one DTE today, I would leave my long calls or puts on, depending on what they were into tomorrow. But we may not see price move until I did. This was all before I realized I found out it was after the bell.
I think the market makers got it wrong. They thought today was the last day of the month. It's April Fools. Ha, they got you. They got us.
Yeah, this is what you wanted yesterday, right?
Yeah, exactly. This is the last day of the month trade right here. Yeah, I posted earlier. I kind of wanted to add some more VXX vertical um, VRRs, but I've already got the one on. It's basically at even. I think we're probably going to see some premium taken out, but I'm just going to wait until after the announcement. Just too much uncertainty. One minute till MOC. No chance of a Mahomes fly at this point. Too much movement. Looks like they're trading for maybe a little over $1. All right. MOC incoming. $440 million buy side. Pretty tiny, but stock's moving up. Microsoft pushing through highs of day. NASDAQ acting like it wants highs of day. S&P paused at yesterday's high, also known as PDH. Ken. Got to keep Ken on his toes with these acronyms. Just when he thinks he knows them all, I got to add a couple more in. Oh, you got it on the sheet. Nice. MSTR, nice bounce. Bitcoin not moving much, it's just kind of chopping, but MSTR took off. Coin, big bounce. We'll run to a baseball game right after we get off here. Playing Staley, Chad.
Yeah, we had one last night against St. James.
Although it's a little dicey with the weather right now. Looks like it's going to rain, or it started to rain a little bit.
Heard some thunder.
Oh, yeah. Where are we
Yeah, I
at
think
on
it's
the
over.
standings?
I think it's over. I think
Well, it was over for me after day 2.
I think it's been pretty much been locked up. Because I think
the winner?
Yeah, I think the top people have like the exact same people. Well, I guess it may come down to the championship game. Oh yeah, it's going to come down. A couple people have Auburn and
Wow, look at this move.
Saviachi Jog has Duke. Yeah, here we go.
Woo! NASDAQ? Q's trying to get to highs?
S&P futures with a big green bar.
NVIDIA just ripped through highs like a hot knife through butter. Still got 5 minutes to go. NASDAQ trying to get to highs. This rate, S&P might get to highs.
Everything back to green.
Well, butterflies are over $2. Going in. Going in on the 30s. Still have over 3 minutes filled at $2.30.
Don't feel bad, Steve. I mean, at least you took some risk on the brackets. I mean, the people at the top took absolutely no risk.
Well, this is, all 4 teams in the Final Four were 1 seeds, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying. That they just picked the 1 seeds. That's like taking no risk whatsoever.
I'm a risk taker, so makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. So don't feel bad. Anybody could have just picked 4 number 1 seeds.
When's the last time that happened? That is very unlikely.
Yeah. It's been a while, they said. 2008. Okay.
All right, don't stop now. Don't stop moving now. Gotta move away. Need to move away from 30.
That's true, Joseph. Time has changed. I think in the first day of the transfer portal last week, 2,000 athletes declared the transfer portal for basketball. That's crazy.
NVIDIA up to 110. Tesla's moving lower. A little over 1 minute. SPX sitting right at 30. Ten seconds. There you go. Push it up. Push it up. Ding, ding, ding. And my Mahomes is going to be almost an exact scratch. Maybe I made a shekel or two. 5633.06. Looks like the final. All right, all. Tomorrow's Liberation Day, so be ready. Today is Liberation Eve. Tomorrow's the 2nd. So I'll be streaming live in the morning for day trading, and then we will be back for Power Hour right before the Liberation announcement. All right, all. Take care. Have a good night. Talk to you soon.